Alrighty, we are back. It is Inauguration Wednesday.
Yep. Yas.
Yas. Go off, Queen. Yas. Saw that once or twice today.
100 to 200 times. I'm a big fan of it. I like the Yas Queen.
Yeah, I think we were joking that we were going to be, our podcast was going to change to the Yas Bros.
I think for today we'll be the Yas Bros.
Yas. Go off, King. Or no, I meant Queen.
Yeah,
hypothetically.
I don't know. Like you said, King. Now, so like that's.
Yeah, boy.
I don't know where to go now.
Now
we're not good at being the Yas Bros.
No. This is new to us, so give us a little bit of time. We'll figure it out for the Yas Bros.
So, we did very well in our picks.
Yes.
I think we had a problem though. We had one big problem.
One big problem.
And our problem was Lamar Jackson.
Big time problem.
So I wanted to start the pod with this. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go on.
So one, I'd like to apologize for everybody that bet the teaser. Now, I was going to come on here and I was going to, like, as I sat here in this seat actually Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And watch Lamar eat my money alive, pretty much.
Yep.
I was going to come on here and just call him. He was a terrible quarterback. He can't play. He's a loser. He doesn't. Yep. He's not a teammate. He's screaming at his coaches.
Yep.
You know, and all those things might be true.
They are. Those are true. At Warren Sharp.
But yeah, I mean, he's gone silent. Did he get banned from Twitter? I haven't heard from him.
I don't know. I think it's just his takes are so bad. Hey, nice job, nerd.
Huh.
Oh, analytics, huh?
Well, he only likes analytics when they
supports his narrative.
Yeah, exactly. He was very quiet on Lamar this year. And most of the playoff games, he never says a lot about Lamar. I don't know why. It must be that Lamar can't throw in the playoffs and can't throw against the really good teams, can't beat the really good quarterbacks. That might be it.
I didn't know. I guess, yeah. It must be why Warren's silent. Hashtag why is Warren silent?
Even going back, I mean, Lamar played a terrible game against the Steelers team, who I think, we think was a good team this year, but also lost that game too. I mean, a big game for the get back in the division race.
Right.
Lost it at home. Lost to the Bills. Didn't play well against Tennessee, whose defense sucks.
32nd in the league.
So we see the trend with Lamar, but that's not where the story. Well, that's where it was going to go.
Correct. But it's still true.
Yeah. We needed to make those points on Lamar. He stinks. Like he stinks. Good.
He's not a good quarterback. Can't throw.
He can't throw. I mean, when you play the position of quarterback, you need to be able to throw the ball forward.
I'm just tired of the people defending him. Like he's not an NFL quarterback. He's a good running back that plays the quarterback position. I'm going to say it. I don't care.
That's what he is. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
That's what it is.
You're watching it and you're just telling the truth. Now, other people like Warren Sharp, they live in a different state of mind where they watch it and they say, yes, Lamar's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen throwing the ball. He's just as good as Tom Brady and Joe Montana.
Definitely going to win a championship with that.
Yeah, that's what he thinks. Now, we watch it and we say, well, this doesn't seem right.
Nope, it doesn't.
So that's where we're at with Lamar. So Lamar kills me. I die. I mean, like I think I died, and then, like I said, I rose from the ashes again. So let me continue the story here. So
yep, go ahead.
So after I lose, I felt bad for everybody that followed me. So like there was a bunch of people I was texting that lost with me. So I was like, I mean, we lost, but the Bills.
It was the right bet.
Yeah, like the Ravens doubled their yards. The Ravens they were in the red zone 3 times. The Bills scored 7 points. So like all those things add up to just where you're just dead. And it was the biggest bet, to be honest with you, I've ever made in my entire life. And I lost. And I was so confident. Unbelievably confident.
Right.
Even with Lamar, I was still unbelievably confident. Because the Bills aren't that good. And we'll get into that game. The Bills have no chance this week. I'm
0.
Sorry. No, the line's 3. They have no chance. The Chiefs are going to kick their ass.
Beat it to us. Chiefs by 90. It is.
So, anyways. So I go and I occasionally play Grand Theft Auto sometimes.
Once or twice, yeah.
So I went into the Buckeye Bro room here, and I turned on Grand Theft Auto, and I'm staring at the screen, and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go and do my normal thing. I'll get 5 stars. I'll cause all kind of destruction in LA County, and I'll just take it out on that. That's what I was going to do.
Of course.
Instead, what happened is I killed somebody, got the motorcycle. I just got on the motorcycle, and I just drove the motorcycle for 30 straight minutes. And just drove. And didn't do anything else but drive and think. That's it. Just continuously thinking.
Just cruising around LA County.
And I asked myself this question, and I swear, I said, whose fault is this? And guess whose fault it was?
Yours.
My fault. I've been telling everybody to shut the fuck up and look in the mirror. Well, guess who needed to shut the fuck up and look in the mirror?
Lamar Jackson.
Well, me.
Oh, is that rhetorical?
Well,
I was going to say Lamar needed to look in the mirror and learn how to throw football.
He needs to as well, yeah.
Yeah.
It was both of us. But I was going to blame him, but it was actually me. I'm the one that made the bet. I'm the one that did all that stuff. I'm the one that went and played blackjack like a jackass all day, won a bunch of money, and then bet it all on Lamar Jackson. When I could have been doing things I needed to do,
right.
I wasted my time with that. Mm-hmm. So that was my big revelation, is that I'm the problem.
So I think you're putting a little bit too much blame on yourself. The bet was correct, and Lamar is a really terrible quarterback. I think it was just bad luck, and it just broke you because with the amount of money that you had and with how bad he played, I think it just broke you.
I think I'm done. I don't think I'm going to bet anymore. I didn't bet Sunday. I don't think I'm going to be betting. I can still give picks. I mean, you guys can fade them because they're not good. No, but they are good, though. We were so good in the playoffs.
No, we were right. No, I was about to say, where I was like, give us some credit. We killed it in the playoffs.
we really,
the wild card and divisional.
Our over-unders are like 7-2-1.
Yeah. We've killed it. No, it's the exact opposite. No, I think you're being a little bit too hard on yourself.
Well, I know, but I lost so much money though. It was just like it was
bad.
Like
it was definitely
visceral,
bad.
Like horrible experience to lose it like that. When you know that the Ravens, I think the Ravens should have won the game. Like,
yes,
forget losing
outright.
by 14.
Outright, yes, for sure. You have 2 missed field goals.
I said that Justin Tucker is a huge loser.
Huge loser, big time loser. When you're a kicker that has that much swag and carries himself in that manner, like he's always the smuggest asshole in the league. As a kicker, you can't be that way in the playoffs in the biggest moments.
And I said before his first kick, I said he's going to miss. Did I not say? I said he's small. He's going to miss. He can't make this field goal.
Small,
and he missed it.
Justin Small Tucker.
Yeah, they came up small.
Big time.
Twice. If he makes both field goals just right there, we cover the teaser.
That's
just
easy.
right there.
Yeah, that's it.
If Lamar doesn't throw a pick six, we probably cover the teaser.
Terrible throw, by the way. Terrible throw. If you go back and just watch that play specifically, absolutely horrendous read. And Lamar doesn't have the accuracy or arm strength to fit it in where he was trying to throw the football.
No, he's not good. And you tell me, Warren Sharp, how he's going to learn. You tell me. What is he going to get a new arm? Like, where he can throw the ball harder down the field? Like, is he going to get more touch on the football? He's not going to. It's not going to happen. This is what it is.
They're figured out. The Ravens are figured out.
Right. He's a very fast quarterback. He's very difficult to stop if he gets an open field. If you don't let him get an open field, he's not that hard to stop.
Contain Lamar. That's it.
That's it.
And really, the Bills did a pretty good job of it. The Titans broke down a few plays, and those plays that they did get broken down in, he took for touchdowns.
And the Titans are a bad defense.
Right. Very bad defense.
Phil Rivers went to Buffalo, put up 482, no turnovers, right up Buffalo's ass.
Right.
Lamar put up the yards. He scored 3 points.
Right.
3.
Mm-hmm. The Colts and the Ravens actually should have both beat the Bills in this playoff.
But everybody's picking the Bills this week. The Bills' picks are like absolutely out of control. Everybody's picking the Bills against the Chiefs.
It is Chiefs by 90. They are going to absolutely destroy the Bills.
I don't see it. I don't.
I think it's because everyone's picking because they're like a feel-good story. It's like, oh, the Bills, they keep winning. They keep finding ways to win. Fuck that. This Bills team is going to get murdered by the Chiefs. I am so confident in that. There is no chance.
I think so too, and then we'll preview one of our picks. Like, I think we're picking the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chiefs -3 will be one of our picks.
Light work. That is easy money right there.
I think so too, and I'm not betting, but I like Chiefs -3 there. I might be able to provide some stock picks, but not some NFL picks.
And you have been big in the stocks recently.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. The betting is going to be at least till September. I'll be back in September.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'll be back. You'll be back. I think. Like I said, from my observation, so I'm going to tell my side of the story. So I saw you die back here.
I died.
You just kind of moseyed into the Buckeye Bro room. To describe for listeners, so from where I sit in the living room, I can't see exactly like what's happening in that room, but I could just see the light of the TV, and I heard zero movement for about 2.5 hours.
I didn't move for a long time. I was
like, what the hell is he doing in there?
I didn't even get up to get water.
There was zero movement. I thought you either fell asleep, you're just staring at a TV. Little did I know you're just cruising around LA County, just thinking.
Telling myself, get it fucking together. I am just cruising around LA County. That's all I was doing.
I like how you used Grand Theft Auto to put yourself in a spot to be like, hey, look in the mirror, Marcus. Figure this shit out.
I don't think I was even going there. I think, like I said, I was going in there to go, get a helicopter.
Right, get 5 stars.
Yeah, get 5 stars.
Chaos.
Chaos, blow everybody up, use your grenade launchers, start blowing up cars.
Stuff.
Yeah, just do all that stuff and just, get it out of me. Like, oh, that was fun. And then it turned into a life revelation as I cruise around LA County on a motorcycle.
Who would have thought GTA would be a therapy session for you?
At 33.
You know what? If you had told me some stuff for this past year, it definitely would not have been, hey, Grand Theft Auto is going to be the source for Mark to figure some things out in life. But here we are.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know what's coming. So.
It's true. Like I said, I was like, what is going on in there? Because you just did not move. I didn't realize you were just cruising around for just just hanging out in GTA.
If anybody else has any stories off as they lost all their money on the teasers, you can email them in. We can tell all kinds of stories. Hey, I drank a bottle of whiskey after you lost me, $800. Thanks,
right.
Thanks, Mark.
Appreciate it.
Well, thanks,
Hashtag thanks NFL bros.
Thanks, Minnow, you loser. I can take it. So.
But yes, I do think you were being a little bit hard on yourself because it was the right bet. It's just Lamar sucked that bad.
Yeah. It was.
I think it was just the amount of money just broke you.
It was. It did break me. So.
Because you'll be back. That was just a very difficult loss because it was the right bet. If it wasn't the right bet and we're like, all right, we're gonna go out on a limb and think the Ravens can cut. I mean, plus 8.5 in the playoffs. That should be light work. That should be an easy cover.
With the Ravens' talent against the Bills' talent, the Ravens are just as good, if not better, than the Bills.
Right. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm defending your bet. I think you just. You got so broken and so shook by Lamar's inability to play quarterback in the league.
Oh boy.
Former Mgr Jim is calling in right now.
There he is.
Former Mgr Jim.
You're live.
Oh, on the first try?
Yeah. I figured you'd hang up on us, but we know you're still battling the Henny variant, so...
Well, thank you for the thoughts and prayers. It's needed over here. I didn't know. I don't know if I can get through it without you.
So we just broke
really
down.
Appreciate that.
We just broke down Ravens Bills. We killed Lamar. We discussed how I died after that game, and then rose back up. So
that's where we're at.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, well, you can hear it after we finish recording here. So, but you're calling in to discuss what happened Sunday at 3:00.
Yeah, the Browns Chiefs. Obviously did not have very high expectations with that offense that Kansas City has. And knowing our defense is slow as dirt. But I thought at least we could make the game somewhat interesting, and then it got really interesting. Patrick Mahomes goes out, and there's a glimmer of hope that, hey, we can actually pull this off. The man himself, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Chad Henne, comes into the game. And, say what you want about questionable calls at the end of the first half. That's not going to lose you or win or lose you a ball game. You get an opportunity handed to you, gifted to you, if you will, from Chad Henne himself, throwing an interception, 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. All you need is one score to take the lead. And then you have to defend Chad Henne driving the length of the field to try and make a comeback win. Well, your drive stalls out, 4th and 9, you punt, thinking, hey, okay, Chad Henne is the quarterback. We can stop them. We can get the ball back. Does that happen?
No.
It was 3rd and 14, too.
You 3rd and 14, you just get a big sack, and Chad Henne runs for a damn near first down, 4th and inches, and you got Tony Romo, boner and all, going, they're not gonna call a play, they're not calling a play. And what does Andy Reid do? Calls a play, easy first down, game over. I understand Browns fans want to say, hey, this was a great season. It certainly beat all expectations that we had. It's positive. The future looks positive. We have consistency. Slap on the back. Good job, guys. I don't disagree. I certainly don't disagree with any of that sentiment. I'm happy that I got to watch Browns football into January. I've never seen that. I've never seen them bury the Steelers, so I got to experience that.
Congrats. Didn't mean to throw you off there.
And it was an amazing season, and throughout all of it, it's funny, my kid's 4 and 2 years old. They don't know what's going on. I said, you guys are so lucky to experience a winning Browns season so early in your life, and they're like, yeah, football, okay. But it was that kind of fun that this season brought. However, to the people that are saying, and I'll get killed for this because everyone wants to just call you negative and when you have like a realist view on things. To the people that want to say, we'll be back, what makes you think that like nobody else in the offseason is going to reload? Nobody else in the offseason is going to get healthy? Like that situation we were gifted all season, it worked out in our favor, and we were gifted the opportunity to get to the title game, and we blew it. You don't get those chances often. In this season, you had limited crowds for away games. Certainly helps. Limited crowds for away playoff games. You're not getting that next year, hopefully. Knock on wood. Fauci, let's get it done.
Mm-hmm. April 1st.
That ain't happening.
You're not getting, obviously injuries happen every year. You don't know if it's going to happen to your team. You're not going to know if it's going to happen to the Steelers. They're going to be healthy again. Yep. Say what you want about Ben, but they're the Steelers. They're that organization. They're always going to be there. And their defense is going to be healthy again. Then you still have you got Joey Burrow coming back. This is just your division. And then you have the Ravens. So it's not like those teams are going away. Yeah, you're a great team and you're on the rise, but you still have the challenge of your own division, let alone the Patrick Mahomes is going to be there. The Josh Allens. The AFC division itself. You're gifted this opportunity where the star quarterback of the league goes down and you can't take advantage of it. I'm sorry, but it just feels like that window is shut. And it's similar, Mark, to your Ohio State fandom. It's not about Michigan. It's not about Indiana. It's about beating the damn South. It's about beating Alabama.
Amen.
Well, you can't, until you do that, you can't sit there and just, oh, that a boy. It's not recognized for anything. You're not recognized for attaboys. So you had the opportunity. You didn't pounce on it. You want to be encouraged and say, okay, the future looks bright. Let's go get them next year. Well, good, great. That's a great outlook to have. But guess what? You're not going to be great with that outlook.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I completely agree.
That's me getting that out. I hope I don't piss off too many Browns fans for that negative view, but it's just the realistic view of the NFL. Things happen too quickly. Things change too quickly. You're in it, then you're out of it. Mark, you had a great example of the Steelers. What was it, 10 years? They've been good 10 years. How many AFC titles do they have?
They made it to 1.
They made it to 1.
We didn't have to use that example, but okay.
I'm just saying. That's a good point.
No, you're right. Your point's right. I mean, you made a very, very good point. Actually, I didn't even look at it from that standpoint either.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's why I was so devastated and thinking and sick, and that the Henny variant just took over my body, was because, like, I saw that window shut. I saw this thing handed to us, and I see this thing shut, because it's going to be a hell of a lot harder next year. And the teams that are good now that you faced, this year and this exceptional year, they're going to reload too.
Right.
So it's not going to be like, okay, we'll be back. Oh, okay, great, good for you. No, you're going to have different challenges. You might get the injury bug. All these things can go wrong where everything went right for you.
Odell might stay healthy. That will be a problem.
Big time problem.
and then there's that too. You also have your own, issues as far as cap and what you want to do and what the team looks like next year. But I just want to put that out there to Browns fans that I'm not being negative. I just need you guys to realize we had the opportunity and we fucked it up. And that window is, I'm going to say it's shut.
Shut. What are you saying shut? Like Super Bowl?
Like even AFC title. Like even an AFC title.
To get back to the AFC Championship game? Or to get to the AFC Championship game?
Yeah, I don't think
to get to the AFC title. Like I think I think really if we had gotten through the Chiefs through Chad Henne, if we could stop, and knock Chad Henne.
Third and 14, Chad Henne.
40 rushing yards he probably has in his career. I think we match up great with the Bills.
I think the Browns win that game, actually.
What?
I think so, too.
What's that?
I think the Browns win that game.
Before you came on, we were just absolutely ripping the Bills, so the Chiefs are going to beat the shit out of them this week. So
yeah.
Easy bet.
And that's what's sickening about it. It's like you foresee that. It's like, I think we match up well with the Bills. We could have played into the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting that. You're not having these – to have all these things come together and get that opportunity again, the chances of that are very slim. And that's my just realistic view on the whole situation. Great season. Loved every second of it. Not every second, but loved a lot of it.
Mm.
And I just that's my take on how that game ended, what the opportunity was, and how we didn't take advantage of it, and we shouldn't be just happy with a good season.
Well, I think too, to harp on your point of let's just focus on the AFC. So like the Titans, for example, like we like their offense, but they lost their left tackle. They're going to get their left tackle back. Plus, they're like, well, shit, we don't have any defensive linemen. They can get defensive linemen. Then all of a sudden, now the Titans are a very formidable team. So you just add them back in. It's not like the Browns are the only team that's going to make moves. It's going to be everybody's going to make moves. So, and to your point, like when you're facing Chad Henne in the AFC divisional round, and he really can't do much. He just gave you the football back. Like you should just win that game and move on to the Bills, and you got your swing right there. And like next year, maybe you might enter as a 6th seed, but then you draw the Chiefs in the first round, and you go home instantly because it's the Chiefs. Like when you get the breaks, you got to take advantage. The Saints are a good example of this too. Like the Saints, the Saints have been good for a very long time. They haven't gotten back there either. It's just very difficult to get back there. So.
Yeah, I think people get so caught up in their fandom that they just want to they're settled for the attaboys, and I don't know, maybe it's just we're wired different. But say what you want. I'm not content with how that season ended.
Well, yeah, I think it's a really good perspective too, because I think it's like you said, to use the keyword opportunity. Because what kind of break are you going to get in terms of a playoff run where you're playing in front of no fans? You're going to Arrowhead, one of the loudest stadiums in the country. You don't have to face that, and you're without Pat Mahomes. So you're playing Henne with no crown Arrowhead with the opportunity to play in Buffalo next week.
With limited fans, which is also a crazy stadium.
Right.
And it's just like, this is what I mean when
I completely agree.
You guys get my point.
Yeah, that's a really good perspective.
Just to go even deeper in it, do you think that the Steelers are going to snap the ball over their head to start the game?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Go down 28-0 in one quarter.
Yeah, I enjoyed every second of that game and every second thereafter, and every voicemail left, and every
no, definitely
tweet that came subsequently. But I ate my words.
But yeah,
I pretty much dismissed a whole group of friends because they were giving me shit for the voicemails the day of the Chiefs game when we were losing like 20-3 or whatever it was.
You should have enjoyed it. Who cares? Live a little.
No, it was funny. Just the crew that I was watching with, it was some of my family members, and we were watching. Mahomes is out. This is awesome. There's chance. And you see, they show that shot of Kelsey, and he looks like just defeated. And they're like, oh, look, he knows Mahomes is out.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, shit, it's happening. And then I see Chad Henne, and I'm sitting there at the bar. They're like, why don't you have more energy? And I'm like, because Chad Henne's going to ruin our fucking season. And they're like, are you kidding me? And then he throws the interception, and they're like, yeah, Chad Henne's ruining your season, huh? I was like, I'm just waiting for it. And then lo and behold, it happens, 3rd and 14, and I'm sitting there like I want to vomit. And I'm just like, I told you. No, it's not the same old Browns, but there's going to be something fucked up that happens.
That was a bad loss.
Very bad loss.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, and full disclosure, when Mahomes goes out, I'm like, well, the Browns are going to win this game.
Yeah, we both said the Browns are going to win this game. Like, I was very confident.
Because the whole point to the Chiefs team, it revolves around them being able to have Mahomes and throw the ball down the field. When you take that away, the Chiefs are a very bad team.
And the other thing is that you look at, too, from the Chiefs' offense, they really can't run the football.
No.
So they're even more Mahomes-centric than we actually even give them credit for. So, like, now you took him literally out of the game. He is literally out of the game, and Chad Henne is there left.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what can you say too? Like Tyreek made that incredible catch. Denzel had pretty good defense on it.
Yeah, that was
Kenny just threw that thing up there, and it was just an incredible catch. It sucks we had to waste a challenge and a timeout on that. That really hurt.
Right.
When it came to clock management, but you're absolutely right. They can't run the ball. So what are they going to do when Chad Henne's credit Andy Reid for dialing up a little more pass plays than even we would think he would have done with Chad Henne, but. Their offense is so dynamic that any level of the field you're susceptible to. Even if they don't have a run game, they can hit you wherever. And you saw that. Jeez, Travis Kelce had a 25, 30-yard catch down the middle. We couldn't figure out how to guard all of their guys and their playmakers.
Well, it also goes against the weakness of you guys too at the secondary, and you don't have a backer to match up with Kelce, so.
Yeah, just a very unathletic defense, in my opinion. I think it's just, you got to hammer that home, obviously, in the draft and through free agency, and you got to get playmakers, man. You got to get guys that can read quicker and beat, the Devin Bushes, the Devin Smiths. These guys are just dynamic, and I think that type of linebacker is becoming more crucial in the NFL.
Seems like Cleveland and Ohio State's searching for linebackers. I'll tell you, I'll suggest this to the Browns GM. Don't draft any Ohio State linebackers.
What you saw in the Alabama game?
If you're looking for athletic linebackers, don't draft any Ohio State.
Tuck Moreland wasn't the guy on the top of your draft board.
So, Mark, I said this too, and I said it in a text with Buck, and I said, I would have rather got blown out by Mahomes in the full core than have happened what happened in that game.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Because then at least you can say you were just simply overmatched.
Yeah.
This is inexcusable.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you were just like, okay, good season. We beat the Steelers. Mahomes is too good.
Yeah, and I think that's fair, though. Going against Mahomes is just a different breed of quarterback. So if you get your ass kicked by him, it's all right. Andy Reid outplay called us, and we're playing the best quarterback in the league. What are you going to get pissed about with that?
Right.
Yeah.
But then when the Henne variant entered,
I was so mad at that joke the day of. The day of, I was so mad. And I didn't want to laugh at it. And now, as time goes on, it's
pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
I think
manager Jerry tweeting about it and how it's spreading through airwaves. It's going to be a good running joke that only 4 of us will understand. Which is rare because no one else follows us, but we'll have some good laughs at it.
You're the epicenter of the Henne variant. You're the super spreader.
I'm in quarantine for the Henne variant.
2 weeks.
It's rough, man. It's rough. It really brings you down.
So let me ask you this question before we move on to other games. Are you going to watch the AFC title game? You said that you're not watching it.
No, I won't watch the AFC title game.
Well, you watch the NFC title game?
I'll watch the NFC.
Yeah, the NFC one is that matchup is epic.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
But fuck the AFC.
I wish the NFC was second. I don't like that it's first.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I do think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, at least I can get to bed early.
That's true too.
That helps.
That's true too.
I mean, you damn know well by the time that game's on, I'm going to be watching that game because I'm just an addict. But I'm going to do my best to rebel.
Right. And I don't want to get you all excited again, but to think about if we actually had Packers, Bucks leading us into Browns, Bills at 6:40, it would be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty fucking cool.
And another step forward, is what if you have a Browns-Packers Super Bowl? That's an iconic Super Bowl.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Well, just saying Browns versus anybody is weird. It's
Browns and Super Bowl in the same sentence it's definitely, it's not 2020 anymore.
The Browns Bucks would have been great too because the Browns would have been playing a team that's hosting the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In the most unfathomable situation, and of course the Browns would be involved in that.
Yes, that's true too.
I said it from the beginning of the season. I said, "Watch, this will be the season Browns go to the Super Bowl, and you can barely have fans in the stadium." So my pact with my dad, we can't even go to the game.
I think you're right.
That would happen for tortured Browns fans.
I think you were 8 minutes away from getting that. And you probably
in a 3rd and 14 run.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think I'd ever get over it to be able to talk about it like I did today. So this was kind of like a therapy session for me. So
we're glad we could help you.
That's pretty much what this pod is. It's just a long rant, a long therapy session for me, mostly.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear your story on Lamar.
Oh, it was something.
It's something.
Well, all right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for having me on. Make sure current manager Jerry stays on top of his responsibilities and takes care of your Twitter for you.
He's doing well.
Yeah, I think he's all right.
So far, he's been doing a good job. He hasn't complained as much as you did. That's good.
He hasn't threatened to quit as much as you did.
He's made it. Yeah, he's almost at the 17-day mark. He's our longest employee, I think. So.
Well, I talked to him after the Browns game, and he was pretty close to quitting then.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
I think he said I quit, and then I just ignored him, and then he just came back. He's a little easier to deal with, so.
He was mighty curious about the reactions from one Chris Hanna on the Steelers videos.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It's it's like I said, it's kind of one of those things where like I deserve it. Like we deserve what happened to us. Like that. Like it was just one of those things where we just played like such assholes that like we deserve to be buried. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm glad that Jim, Jerry, and Browns Nation gets to enjoy this. So.
All right, take him like a good sport.
I appreciate that.
Let me say one thing before you go. Like whenever they release schedules the week before the draft, let's circle the Browns-Steelers game wherever it is, Pittsburgh or Cleveland, or the first one we're going to.
The first one we're going to?
The first
one. NFL Bro, live from
we're going.
Browns-Steelers. I like it.
Yes.
Count me in.
All right, let's make that pact. I'm being dead serious, too. We're going. Like, I want to go. So
I want to go. I wanted to go to the last one, but, I mean, week 17... It was miserable anyway.
Right. Well, I'd like to be around, people. I know it's a crazy concept now, but like I'd like.
I was gonna say, damn.
Get your vaccine.
I'd like social interaction again. So yeah, well,
that would be good for the old dome.
Yeah, only one person got the vaccine on this pod so far.
We're one half vaccinated.
Yeah, so he had a good day today.
Yeah,
All right, with that, I'm get out before I say anything else.
All right.
See you, Jim.
I'll see you. All right, that was former manager Jim. Good rant. That was
no.
Good.
I thought it was good too because that's actually a perspective that I haven't really like. I didn't really think of it from that standpoint where like the window's closed or closing, I should say, because it's true. He brought up some really good points, stuff that I actually really didn't even think about. Well, I know we talked about it in the Chiefs game, like where you have that opportunity that you should be able to beat the Chiefs without Mahomes. But like, you think about it from year to year, and you used a great example with the Saints. You had a team that's a perennial playoff team every single year, and it's like they've been able to do nothing.
Right. It's just hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. And Jim brought up a really good point, and credit to him because I did not think of it from that standpoint.
And that's why it's so amazing what Belichick and Brady did for so long.
Yeah,
because it's impossible to do. I don't think anybody's ever going to do it again. Maybe the Chiefs can continue this as their third straight year in the title game now.
They probably can.
The Niners have done it, but now they paid Mahomes though. So next year his contract
you're going to be losing guys. Yeah,
right, it goes way up. So. But that's the other thing with the Browns now. Like, they haven't paid Baker yet. So when they have to pay Baker, then, like, you're going to start losing guys again.
Right.
So,
well, think about the teams that have been successful in this, like, kind of like, 2010s to now. Usually it's a guy on a rookie deal minus Brady. At quarterback, I'm saying. Because you don't have to pay him yet. So you can get a really good defense around him. I'm basically using the Seahawks as the example. So you had Russ on a rookie deal where you could stack your defense.
Right.
And you had a big-time running back in Marshawn Lynch.
Seattle's a good example of this, too. They're a very good example of this.
And their window's closed.
Yes, it's 1,000%. They're a disaster. And they have a great coach and a great quarterback, and there's nothing they can do. It's like,
right.
It ends so fast. Like, just like a snap of a finger, it can be over. And I wish I would have said this. Now it seems like I'm a coward. But, like, I don't think Baker really should get paid. Like, I'm still not 100% sure.
I don't think that's a
everybody's
bad take.
Going crazy. Like, what a game against Pittsburgh. At the end of the day, it's 22-17. You got the football to beat Chad Henne against this Chiefs defense. You got to score. Like, if you're the guy, you're scoring.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Like, it's just, like, the expectation has to be, if he wants to get paid $200 million, like, he's probably going to get.
Right.
Like, you can't score and beat Chad Henne in the last 8 minutes of that game. Like, I think he should have been able to. And, like, you could say, it's his first playoff. This is his first year. He'll get better. But, like, you're not going to get that offensive line ever again.
No.
That's an all-time offensive line that the Browns had. That's the best offensive line they probably ever had.
Right.
And
you get 3 All-Pros in the starting line.
And they'll have it back next year, but at some point then you start to pay Baker, then you got to pay this left tackle, then you got to pay this guy, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, now we're Seattle.
Right.
And that happens like that.
Very quickly.
So that's my point. I know that the Baker Bros are going to kill me for that. I'm just like,
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Baker isn't like he's not like the Trevor Lawrence. He's not the Mahomes.
It's not a transcendent quarterback, is what you're saying. It's not a guy that can carry a team like Ben has done. Right. Well, Buck's going to say not in the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, technically speaking.
If you don't give him the $200 million, then fine. Then you'll be fine. As long as you pay him a reasonable amount. I'm saying if they overpay to keep him, though, then they're done. Because he's not, then now that depreciation is going to hit hard on that. So
and the thing too is you're losing a supporting cast that you need to help support a guy like Baker.
I mean, that's the problem. He's got to drop 10 yards in the pocket every single time. He can't see over the offensive line. It's clear as day to me. It's like, and the offensive line's so good that nobody puts pressure on him. Mm-hmm. But and he doesn't have any receivers right now. I agree. Like, they're all midgets. They're all not good. Yeah. Like, I mean, I agree with all those things. But at the end of the day, when you get protected in the NFL, it's easy to pass. You can't put your hands on anybody past 5 yards. It's not that hard.
Right.
So offensive line is very important. We saw that with Dallas and all these teams have had great offensive lines that go very far in the playoffs. But you lose the offensive line quickly. Like the Steelers know that well.
The rant that I did on last pod.
It doesn't last forever. It goes downhill quickly. These guys get banged up. They're getting hit every single play for 16 games. It doesn't. 2-3 years max on the offensive line. If you have a great one, and then it's done. So we spent a lot. I think that was worth spending the time on Chiefs Browns. That was probably the biggest game of the weekend.
For sure.
Probably the things most people want to listen to, too. There's a lot of takes in there. So.
Right. And it's a lot of stuff that was going on that not only is going to affect this playoff season, but also for seasons to come here.
Right.
Because of the expectation and the anticipation that you have for the Browns next year based off this year's performance. But it's true, though, and it was a very good point. And I think, as well, in that moment in Kansas City, and actually I didn't even think about it until we were talking with Jim, you're in this unique situation where, like I said, Arrowhead, I think besides Seattle, is the second loudest stadium in the country.
Yeah.
So you're playing in one of the loudest stadiums in the country that's not filled, and you're in a moment where you need to score. So and you're playing against Chad Henne.
I know.
So really, when we were talking out loud with it, I mean, it is. Actually, now it's even more setting in how big of an opportunity that was lost.
Right.
That you can't say congrats on a good season because it ended like that.
And then you're playing a team in Josh Allen who only has 3 games playoff experience too, who to me didn't play well.
Has not played well.
They can't run the football at all. Like, whose defensive line I think would get their asses kicked by the Browns' offensive
100%.
line. And like it was right there. And like now, granted, Diggs, Beasley, John Brown against the Browns would be a problem, but it's not as big of a problem as the Chiefs were going to be.
Correct.
So, I think they could handle it. I really do. I think they had a really good shot.
Right.
And Jim's right to be pissed, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Because now, granted, if they played Green Bay in the Super Bowl, would they get lit up? Yes. They
would
absolutely get
Rodgers
lit up.
would have a field day with that.
But they would have been there.
Yeah. No, and that's what you're. I think, especially too. I think as a Browns fan, if you're saying, "Hey, you get the chance." You are going to be you are representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. I think they're like, hell yeah, let's fucking do it. You're going to get your ass kicked by Rodgers, but you're going to be there. Because Devontae Adams would have lit the Browns up.
Anybody who goes against Devontae.
He would have had over 300 yards receiving in that game, in that Super Bowl.
Lazard would have been a problem too, because they don't have a second corner. And
they don't have anybody. They don't have anybody in the secondary.
They just have Ward, who's...
Valdez-Scantling would have had an absolute huge day against the Browns.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even been able to match up with their tight ends.
Yeah.
But they would have been there, though. They would have been representing the AFC.
Who knows? Maybe Rodgers fumbles and then
maybe Rodgers gets hurt like Mahomes does.
Maybe he snaps it over his head and all of a sudden...
I've seen it before.
Yeah. Who knows? So, but yeah, so that's our Browns rant, whatever that was. I think that it's crazy to say it. I think that it's a disappointment.
I think it is too. Once we broke it down like that, it definitely is. Because you miss an opportunity. And again, it's too, you have to look at these things from a standpoint of opportunity. Opportunity is the perfect word to use there because it's like that was perfect for the Browns to win that game and go on to Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. Which, as me and you both said, we liked the Browns' chances in that game.
I loved them against the Bills.
I mean... That's got to hurt even more. I actually didn't even think of it like that.
Well, he got pissed. Jim got pissed at me when I was texting him watching the Bills-Ravens game. Like, the Browns could beat either of these teams if they somehow win tomorrow.
100%. 100%. Well, and two, let's play devil's advocate, too. Let's say the Ravens somehow win, cover that teaser, everybody's happy. The weakness of the Browns secondary versus a quarterback that can't pass, and you'd be able to stop their running game. So the Browns would have looked great against the Ravens.
I think so too. They had their chance. I mean, everybody had their chances this weekend. They blew it. So let's move on to the NFC. Let's review Packers-Rams quickly. That was a beatdown. Jared Goff is a loser. McVay's going to ship his ass, to the beach probably. I don't even know if he's going to be playing quarterback in the NFL.
They got to figure it out.
I understand his thumbs hurt. I understand all that stuff. Make all the excuses you want for him. At the end of the day, Jared Goff's not that good. That's all that matters.
And we've seen it all year too. It's not even without the injuries.
He's scared to get hit. He's scared to step up in the pocket. He is. He's soft. Let's just say it.
He's a California kid.
He is. He's soft. He's scared to step up in the pocket. That's one problem with him. The Rams' offense is based off the run game. So, he even has a good run game where they're running the ball hard off tackle and doing these play actions so he doesn't even have to get hit.
Right,
he's
still not
good. Uh-huh. Imagine if they put imagine if Deshaun had that job. What he would do with that offense.
Oh, my God.
Just to think about and that's how you know Jared Goff is no good at all. He's with the best offensive coach, with the smartest, the smartest guy by far in the league. With Woods and Cooper Kupp, banged up, whatever. But it doesn't matter. When you have a good offensive mind and you can run the ball off tackle like the Rams have been able to do all season, you should be way better than you are. And Goff is not good. He doesn't produce. And it's over for him. If I'm McVay, it's time to move on. I don't know who you can get.
I was about to say,
McVay wanted to start the Wake Forest kid over him. He didn't even want to start Goff. So
right.
And I don't think that's about his thumb. I think he's just this guy's soft. He can't play, and I don't want him starting.
Right. I told you. I said that contract to me has got to be one of the worst in history.
It's bad.
The fact that they paid him the way that they did.
Let's see what contract Lamar gets, then we'll.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll go from there.
Very good call. Very good call because that one could end up being worse.
So we'll see on that. But so the Packers roll. Packers offense looked great.
Great, yeah, awesome.
The offensive line played great. I think Donald was hurt a little bit.
He was still banged up,
but I still they kicked their ass to me. I never really was in doubt. I thought Green Bay was going to win that game the whole time.
For sure.
So
we were very confident in that game.
So and that game went over. So let's review. So we split the Green Bay game. We picked the under, lost that. Green Bay covered the 6.5. We won that. The Ravens game, we hit the under easily. 50.
Yeah, that was very
Lamar
easy.
Came in with his 3 points. Didn't cover the game, obviously. At
Correct.
+2.5, we lose that. So 2-2. And then Chiefs, Browns, we got both right. We took the Browns +10 and the under.
Yep.
That hit. And then, which brings us to our last game. Drew Blake. Where you at?
We said no arm. Noodle arm Blake.
You're going home.
And your career's over.
You're not coming back.
Nope. Welcome to NBC. You hate to see it.
It's just such a shame. It's such a shame to see a strong guy who believes in all the things that he says all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You hate to see a guy like that go out.
A true
like
leader, not only in the locker room but outside the locker room as well.
Yep, just really stands firm on his stances. Not very tough guy. So
Yep. Yeah.
Thanks, Drew, for all you did. It was enjoyable until the last year. Then you became a disaster loser. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's exactly what we said. Saints offense couldn't move the ball. The Tampa, was daring him to throw the ball downfield. They're like, hey, throw the ball over 10 yards.
They were just playing all 11 guys within 10 yards.
It was insane. I've never seen anything like that.
They knew he couldn't do it.
I've never seen anybody disrespected like that.
And the Bucs, I don't think played well at all.
No, their defense didn't play that great.
I don't think their offense didn't play well. It was just that was a bad way to end it. With all the hype around Brady and Breeze, but then we should have just remembered, Brady has no offensive line and Breeze stinks, so it's this game probably won't go too well. The Saints have a great pass rush, so it's all right, this game's not going to be very good.
You didn't watch most of the game because you were doing your thing, and then you came back in and watched the rest with me, but it was one of those things where it was one of the most boring games I have ever watched, especially for a divisional round. I wasn't in it at all for pretty much the entire first half.
Right. So... It somehow got to 50. It still stayed under. We picked the Saints. That lost.
Yep.
So we went 3-1 in over-unders and 2-2 in picks. We were 6-4 in the spread picks so far, and we're 7-2-1 in the over-under picks so far. So that'll lead us into our 2 games.
So here we are.
This is the saddest time by far.
God. All right, so we're going to start with the NFC Championship game. We got Bucs-Packers. 3:05 game on Fox. We got Green Bay -3.
So I originally said, give me the Packers. They're going to kill them. Mm-hmm. And I still stand by that a little bit, but then it's so hard to just take just to go right against Brady as underdog again, as I did last week. Now, granted, I took
this is a little bit different.
A weak-armed loser quarterback.
Correct. Yep.
Let me repeat that: a weak-armed loser quarterback.
Correct.
And Drew Brees. I didn't mince words either. Mm-hmm. Weak-armed loser quarterback. Mm-hmm. Drew Brees.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers, not that.
Correct.
Much better.
Yes.
So probably playing the best he's maybe ever played.
Yes.
This Tampa Bay secondary is very beatable.
Correct.
Tampa Bay beat him 38-10. I might have had $600 on Green Bay.
You did
in that game.
Yep.
Lost. Now Rodgers threw 2 pick sixes back to back.
Yep.
And missed Devontae Adams on a wide open touchdown in that game to get the lead back, and then it just spiraled out of control from there.
Yep.
I think Green Bay's better. The only thing I worry about this game is, can Green Bay, when the chips are on the line, it's 3rd and 6 against Brady, can Green Bay match up against these wide receivers and get a stop? I think their corners have played really well. But, even against the Rams, I'm like, God, Goff's kind of, moving the ball against them.
They were moving the ball.
So that's why I know it's going to be cold. I don't care. I like over in this game. And I mean, we got to pick every game, but I like Green Bay a lot. I just feel like the line's so short, and it's suspicious almost. It's why is it so small?
Right.
But I'm still just, I don't know. Maybe it's fool's gold. I'm just going to take Green Bay though.
Yeah, I think it's a good breakdown. I think it's over in Green Bay for me as well. I think for me, I get the concern, and I think the point that you made is 100% correct. The thing that's always sketchy to me is the Packers' defense. They have played well, especially of late, but we have also seen a bad Packers secondary where they have not been able to cover. So, especially with those receivers, and you have Brady, who's a seasoned vet, obviously he's been here 1,000 times. This is a perfect opportunity for Brady to surprise everybody and end up back in the Super Bowl. But I do think the Bucs defense has been really shitty of late, and I think this Packers offense is just going to blow them out of the water. I think they'll be able to run the football. I think they'll be able to pass. Obviously, that's their strength. And I don't think they're going to have – I think they're going to get some resistance, but I do think the Packers are going to be able to move the ball, I won't say easily, but pretty easily.
I mean, the Packers' offensive line is playing really well. The Bucs haven't really allowed too many teams to run on them at all, but if anybody's going to do it, it would be Green Bay with their passing game. So, that's why I kind of like the over. I just think Green Bay's offense is too good. They're probably going to score in the high 20s, low 30s. I think Brady's not going to go up to Green Bay against that team and get shut down either. So,
right.
I really like over in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with both secondaries. I like Green Bay secondary. They're still young, though. And I saw them get beat by Goff a little bit. And
Correct.
I was like, they're good, but, they're not quite that good. Their pass rush is, not great.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Saints. The Saints defense to me is way better than Green Bay. So,
yep.
I think over is a good play. And we'll pick Green Bay, but it just seems so suspicious. I don't know.
It does seem suspicious because, especially with how well the Packers have been playing, it's how is this only 3 playing at home in Lambeau?
And I'm trying to make my argument for Tampa Bay because I wanted to pick them, to be honest. Because this line's there's something that I'm not seeing, and I'm going to find it. And I couldn't find it, so I'm still picking Green Bay.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like I said, to me, like I said, from what I've seen, and especially of late through these playoffs and at the end of the season, to me, I think like you said, I think the Packers are playing as well as you could possibly play. And I think with this matchup with the Bucs, especially too offensively for the Packers against the Bucs defense, I do think they're going to be able to move the ball. Like I said, and what we were talking about earlier, running the ball wise, Tampa hasn't been able really or they've been slowing teams down. But the way the Packers offensive line has been pushing people around, especially that Rams defensive line, to me, I feel like they'll be able to do that to Tampa, and I think they'll be able to run the football.
And Rodgers had all day against the Rams too. It was they played really well on offense. That was pretty impressive to me. So I think we'll go Green Bay. I wouldn't be surprised if we come on here, though, and somehow we're it was, 31-27 Brady. How did he pull this thing out?
Right.
2 turnovers and stuff like I don't know.
Terrific.
It feels so weird. So we'll see. Either way, I'm happy. This is a good game. This is what I want. I wanted Brady versus Rodgers. Whoever wins doesn't matter. As long as we get Mahomes versus Brady or Mahomes versus Rodgers.
Yes. Correct.
That's the matchup everybody wants to see.
So let's go to that game, the AFC Championship game, 6:40 on CBS. We have Bills, Chiefs. We have Chiefs -3.
Yeah, we already picked it. So
Chiefs by 90.
I don't
cash your ticket.
I don't see it at all for Buffalo. I just don't see it.
They showed us nothing. The past 2 weeks, we've already ripped Buffalo. They should have lost against the Colts. They should have lost against the Ravens. It's just, I think it continues.
Yeah, give me Kansas City. Or Andy Reid against Sean McDermott. Everything just adds up. Mahomes, who knows? He probably has a concussion. He doesn't care. He's playing. It doesn't matter.
Right.
He'll be
Practice
good to
today.
Yeah, he'll be good. So he's playing. They're fine. And you tell me how Buffalo's going to stop them because I don't see it happening.
I don't see it at
all.
They
don't have very athletic linebackers. I mean, they have Edmonds who's very good, but beyond that, it's not great.
Nobody's going to be able to match up against Kelsey.
They have White, a corner. He can maybe match up against Tyreek. I don't think anybody can in the league though. Really.
No.
So then your other, then the rest of secondaries, it's good. Like Poyer's a good player. They have some good players, but at the end of the day, it's just this offense is that good. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And when Mahomes is rolling, the Warriors run will happen, and you're done, and you're going home. And
right.
And I just don't think Josh Allen's good enough yet to keep up.
Well, I think a point that you made too as well, that Chiefs offensive line has done a pretty good job protecting Mahomes. That Buffalo defensive line linebackers aren't going to be able to put pressure on Mahomes. So if you're going to give Mahomes time,
it's over.
Plus with these receivers, that was my big thing too. Because even though, and we made the point obviously with Jim, the Chiefs can't run the football, and I don't think they can, and it's been shown. Le'Veon can't do anything. Williams has been playing okay, but still, to me, they're pretty much kind of like doing what the Steelers did with their like quick passing game is essentially their running game. So for me, I think Mahomes is going to have time to throw against Buffalo. Like you said, they have favorable matchups in the secondary, even though Buffalo's got a decent secondary. I just don't think they slow them down. And I think the Chiefs' defense, even though, against Cleveland, they gave up some yards. The Browns moved the football. To me, Josh Allen's still been inconsistent. I think everyone's still been saying how good Josh Allen is. He still has not impressed me. And I know it's like we just sound like Josh Allen haters. But if you go back and watch those games, he really hasn't done it. I mean, he's made the plays that he needs to, so I guess technically speaking, he has done what he needs to do, but it hasn't been impressive to me.
I don't think it has either. And I know the Ravens defense is way better than the Chiefs. I totally agree with that. But the Chiefs are opportunistic defense. They're going to make a play against Josh Allen. This game seems very easy to me. I just see it it'll be close early, touchdown, like 14-14. Like everyone's talking what a great game this is going to be. Then Mahomes throws a touchdown, and then all of a sudden the sack fumble for Allen, or the running play that Allen screws up, or
or throws a pick. I think Josh Allen throws a pick in this game for sure.
No, there's no doubt about it.
100%.
Because he's going to feel pressured to keep up with Mahomes. So I just think the Chiefs will eventually get the double-digit lead, and then at that point the game's over.
Right.
So
100%.
Chiefs.
And
what's the over/under in this game?
54.
I'll go over. I like the over.
I think the over is a good play too.
We're going We're going totally square.
Both favor and overs.
Both over. We went all unders last week. Went 3-1.
Yeah. So we've got a pretty good feel on the totals here. So yeah. No, I think like I said, I think this is a home run pick. Chiefs and over. I think this is.
So how could the Browns over under be 57 and then the Bills be 54 to me with Josh Allen, Diggs, and then you got Baker, Landry, and Higgins? It's not. I know that they can run the ball better than the Bills, but passing to me is more advantageous to overs than running. When you run the ball, you can run a clock. The Browns have long drives. That was 57. Now they're going to put the Bills Chiefs at 54.
I'm with you.
They think the Henny variant starting? I don't understand.
Right.
I like the over.
I don't know if Vegas has seen the Chiefs play, I guess. I'm not sure, but...
And I think the Chiefs are definitely getting in the 30s, and I think Buffalo can easily come in at 24, and you're going to get there. So.
Right. No, for sure. Yeah. So there it is.
That's our breakdown. I mean, we don't have any more college football.
Nope.
Do you want to do a 2-minute NBA?
Yeah, I can. I can do it real quick. Lakers are really good. They're probably going to win the West. The East, because Harden going to the Nets, it's going to be an absolute train wreck for that team, but it's going to be fun to watch all year. They'll end up winning the East, Lakers, Nets, in the finals.
Lots to look forward to.
What an asshole James Harden is, though. I mean, you can at least contest to that. And how big of an asshole is Kyrie, too?
I mean, Kyrie is just I don't even want to comment him on. I don't even want to give him the time of day. To be James Harden, yeah, whatever. We know who James Harden is, but Kyrie has gone to such a level of ridiculousness. I can't even.
It truly is unbelievable.
It is. It's unbelievable.
So they're going to be a fun team to watch because of the disaster because something's going to happen. This is too long of a season for something not to blow up.
Right.
And you already have somebody unstable on the team with Kyrie. Right. So it's that's just a perfect storm of something to blow up, especially with 3 superstars. So they're going to be a fun team to watch and root against. They're going to get to the finals, though, and then I get to watch LeBron, which me and LeBron might team up because I'm definitely not cheering for the Nets.
No, nobody's cheering for the Nets. And here's the other thing with Kyrie that I find very interesting is, so last summer he wanted the whole NBA to quit and not play.
Right.
And then and they played, and now once again he wants to quit and not play. He's not telling the rest of the league, but it seems to just be that Kyrie doesn't want to play basketball.
That's what it seems like.
The problem is.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be a common denominator.
Yeah, that seems what the problem is. Not he's blaming everybody else. You shouldn't be playing. There's all these issues, whatever. But it seems to be that Kyrie just doesn't want to play.
I would agree.
So that's my observation.
That seems very evident. Also, skipping a game for personal issues, which we found out was your sister's birthday, and then violating COVID protocol, and then getting fined. I forget what the number was,
like $500,000,
and then having to sit out and hurting your team. So, yeah, sounds like a pretty good leader.
I love Silver though. $500,000 fine. The whole league has COVID, but Kyrie went to his sister's birthday, so $500. Like that makes no sense. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
It is ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, like, where is the players' union at for that fine? Like, the players' union should be going insane for $500K fine.
I think that's how disliked Kyrie is, that nobody backed him at all. I mean, right? Don't you think that? Like, if you're, I don't know.
Even if you hate him that much, you got to put yourself in his shoes. Like, if you go to somebody's and you get caught with a picture, like if LeBron goes to the party, they probably won't find LeBron.
Yeah, and that's perfect for me.
But $500K, like, fine, like that's just like, what if it wasn't Kyrie who makes 20-some million? What if it was some other guy who makes $6 million? Like, that's. I don't like that. Like, I think that was ridiculous.
I think it was a personal attack on Kyrie. I do.
If it's a personal attack, then I'm more okay with it. I'm saying, like, for the other players...
You think that had been the standard regardless of who it was? Say it's Jaylen Brown?
I would hope not. I think that's ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that fine
yeah.
It's definitely ridiculous. I even think it's ridiculous for Kyrie. I think that was absolutely insane to fine him $500,000 for that. That's crazy.
No, for sure. I completely agree.
And where's everybody else? Like, you guys are supposed to be the workers. I thought you guys were all united in this together. And then Kyrie gets fined $500K. You don't say a fucking word about it.
But that's also my point too, because I think if people were like, "Hey, I'm going to stand up for my guy," or at least a guy in our league, everyone's like, "Yeah, that makes sense." I
mean, nobody came out. Like, none of the media, none of the former players, like nobody said a word. To me, like I would have been like, "This is ridiculous. $500,000 is absolute insane fine for
sure.
Insane fine for that
for sure."
So it should have been like 10,
right?
500.
Yeah, 500,000.
That is. I mean, you got look in the mirror, Adam. You got some soul searching.
Well, Adam's on the hot seat too.
He's done. Yeah.
He's let this COVID thing go.
Yeah.
He screwed up last season. They're screwing up this season. Yeah. They're canceling games. Max Kellerman got calling that.
All we heard was the whole time. Oh, Adam Silver's the greatest commissioner ever. He's the best. We love Adam Silver. Yeah. He's the greatest. He loves everybody. Just love. It's love, love, love. Yas King. We love you, Adam Silver. You're the greatest. And then 2 years later, where's Adam Silver at now?
Losing your league money. They said they may not even break even. You're going to have no fans. Great job.
I mean, I think interest is at an all-time low. Like, since the 80s, at least, I think interest is an all-time low for the NBA. Mm-hmm. Like, especially the NBA regular season. I think they'll get some people back for the playoffs. Hopefully the country looks a little bit better by then, too.
Right.
But the regular season, to me, like, I mean, I have no interest in I rarely have interest in the regular season, but, like, I don't care about the regular season at all. Like, I don't want to watch it.
Right. I watch it because I'm addicted to DraftKings, and I consistently make a lineup every night.
Well,
that's been my new thing.
I mean, really, like, I've done that my whole life with the NFL. Like, I don't even know how much I guess I really do like the NFL, but, like, if I didn't gamble on it, I wouldn't like it as much as I actually do. So,
correct.
So I think that gambling can enhance anything. We could flip a coin here, and we would be excited about it if we were betting against each other. So,
correct.
Like, it's just...
Definitely.
That's just the truth of life. Gambling enhances everything.
Yes.
So
it's just a fact.
Yeah.
It makes everything more exciting.
It does. So
that's why people do it.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's why that's why Joe Smith is betting, Titans Colts on a Thursday night. Absolutely. He doesn't care about either one of those teams.
But he can get $50 on it though.
Okay. Oh, how about this too, real quick? Speaking of gambling, how about every state around Ohio legalize sports gambling except for the state of Ohio?
Who's our governor again?
Huh. I don't know. Who is it? I forget his name. He comes on at 2:00 and is an asshole every day.
He addressed fraud today on his press conference.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Okay, that's
nice.
good. Oh, I didn't realize that COVID was committing fraud.
Yeah, COVID commits fraud now.
Okay,
So COVID's committing fraud. We don't have gambling.
Is that the new variant that's committing fraud?
We don't have legal weed. Yeah, I mean it's. We're doing well. We got a great governor, so he's doing well.
Anybody that tells me he's done a great job...
Oh, I mean, don't talk to us.
You do not say a goddamn word to me.
Yeah, ever.
Because I will lose it. I will lose it. This guy's a fucking idiot.
He is total... I mean, you've heard me.
I don't want to do the March rant, because I'm not going to go back there, because I'm starting to get a little worked up. You can tell.
You're gonna. I don't have a rant in me tonight. I'm dead. So like,
I'm not going to. I calmed myself for a second there. But if anybody tells me he's a good governor, just do not talk to us. Do not talk to me, because that is ridiculous.
I don't want to hear it either. Believe me. Don't tell me either. Don't tell me either. So. We're voting him out 2022. That's
his ass. It couldn't go further out.
As soon as September 2021 hits, when like we start hearing about who the Democratic nominees will be in the state, we're starting the campaign right now.
We're putting that sign everywhere. Every place that
I'm gonna be knocking on doors here.
I'm wearing a T-shirt constantly. I'm whoever that nominee. I'm wearing hats. I'm wearing a shirt. I'm carrying signs.
I don't know if I can. I'm gonna say it off the pod, and then you can tell me if I can say it off the pod afterwards. So I'll bring it back next week.
Okay. Approval first, and then we'll see if we're allowed to do it.
Well, I'm already going to have to do a bunch of work because I had to pee and we had to break it, and then so now I have to upload it and all that. And if I have to edit something out, I don't want to do that.
That's a lot of work. Right. No, that's fair. That's definitely fair.
So like So NBA done, like college basketball, they're playing it. Who gives a shit about college basketball?
Don't care.
Who cares? Like, just get rid of it.
Waste of time.
Just cut the sport and get rid of it. Just give all your money to football. Football's the only sport that matters in college anymore. Just go to football. Like,
right.
College basketball's done.
Well, that's just a financial thing too. College football pays for all of it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Like the only programs that don't rely on football are Kansas, UNC, Duke.
I'm at this point. I'm not like I don't like if you really want to solve like the college sports and the Title IX stuff, just get rid of college basketball completely. Mm-hmm. Just get rid of it, and then have college football pay for all the women's sports, and then that's it. We're done. And that guys don't care about. I don't care if there's college basketball. It doesn't matter to me. And these kids don't even want to go there anyways. They just want to go to the NBA.
They're one and done.
Why are we wasting our time with it? Why are we wasting our time with it? Who cares? Kentucky, great. In 1957, you won 12 straight titles. We don't give a fuck about you. Nobody cares about college basketball.
I forgot Kentucky too, yeah.
But, like, they're losers. Kentucky's a bunch of losers. Like, we hold on to our 12, or, we got 12 guys. Like, we have 12 rings. It's the greatest thing ever. Go Wildcats. Like, fuck you. Who cares? Nobody cares about college basketball. It means nothing. College football is the only sport that matters.
Was that Kentucky, bro?
Yeah. Like, they're all down there
UK,
in Lexington. Like, yes, we got all the rings. And, like, they're the only people that care.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Fuck.
College, it's weird because college football, it's a very polarizing thing. Like, you get a visceral reaction. We've seen it. I mean, most people do. There is that allegiance to your university, to your football team. With college basketball, besides the Blue Bloods we talked about, nobody gives a shit.
I was about to say, not even the Blue Bloods, because this is how important college basketball is to do. Coach K tried to quit the fucking season.
Also true. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah. Very good call. It's true. And actually, to even further your point there, he quit last year. They were the first team that drew out of the tournament.
Yes, the first team was Duke.
They were the first team eliminated last year.
So
Coach K is the biggest fan. And that's one thing that I will always stand on. Fuck Coach K.
He's a cheater. He definitely cheats. He's a cheater. He's soft. I mean, he's one of the softest people ever. I mean, no surprise. I mean, he weighs all of 115. He's all 5'1". His nose weighs about 50, and then the rest is about 65 pounds.
Yep.
Total loser. The guy is a total loser. Mm-hmm. Cried about trying to quit college basketball, and he is one of the Blue Bloods. So they don't even care anymore, apparently, either.
Good call.
So that if Duke doesn't care, then why do any of us care?
And that's even a better point too, because Kentucky, Cal even came out basically saying, "I don't care how the season goes. I'm trying to get guys to the league."
Right.
So then you don't need college basketball.
But we don't need
that's
this.
Kentucky. That's fucking Kentucky saying that.
Get rid of it.
And you might as well just extend AAU.
And then here are all the bros too, like, dude, we don't have it opening Thursday. It's opening Friday now, dude. We can't bet, West Virginia, Louisiana State against Virginia minus 27. Shut the fuck up. Who cares about that? Why do you fucking care about stupid-ass college basketball? They're just going to miss a bunch of threes and play zone defense. Who gives a fuck? Jesus Christ, it's so stupid.
I thought you said you couldn't rant tonight.
Dude, the first Thursday's gone. 12 o'clock, bro. Do you got the fucking computers going? CBS, dude. Gives a fuck. Who are these kids? Here's senior from Creighton, Bill Smith, who hit 16 threes throughout the season. Who gives a fuck about him? He sucks. I want to watch LeBron. I don't give a shit about fucking college basketball. It's terrible. Terrible sport.
I knew I could get you going with that, and boy did I succeed. College basketball, you You love to bury college basketball.
Because it's awful. It's just...
That's like a near and dear one to your heart. You just can't wait to just absolutely just rip it apart.
There's nothing traditional about it other than the tournament. And people don't even go to the tournament. They go to the Final Four at the end of it. Like, the Final Four seems big, but there's only 4 teams left after 64 have been eliminated.
Correct. So
it doesn't feel as big by the time you even get there. And then the college basketball is not good. It's like 57-56.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing his own defenses and missing threes. We're like, well, this isn't fun.
Right.
Like in the NBA, like the guys are skilled. They know what to do with the basketball. They pass the basketball well. They make threes instead of missing them.
Right.
Like,
Oh no, they make quite a bit.
It's like, to me, like, the NBA is clearly the better game. And like I said, like, I don't want to watch the NBA regular season. I will watch the playoffs when it comes around. I'm sure I'll get back into it. But like, but with college basketball though, like, get it out of here. It's over. Like, I think let's just all declare that it's over for the sport. It's not coming back. Nobody cares about the Cameron Crazies anymore. Nobody cares about Duke, North Carolina anymore. It's totally over. It's done. Forget it. It was fun. Like, I enjoyed college basketball.
I used to love college basketball. Yeah. That's what sucks about it.
Right. But the one and done has ended it. I mean, it's not even the one and done anymore. It's just that we don't care anymore. Well, we collectively came together. We said, you know what? We don't care about you anymore. You're not as good as you used to be, and we're done with you. It's over.
I think part of it, too, and this is where the NFL bros, we're full circle guys. Social media also played a role in basketball. Let me explain. So the kids aren't developing the way that you would traditionally have a kid develop.
Right, they're shooting threes.
You're hyping them up. These kids are throwing out mixtapes at like age 10. They're told they're the best. You're the greatest point guard of all time. You're the next Kyrie. They're going into these AAU tournaments saying it's all about me. There is no player development anymore. You watch any AAU mixtape, you watch any team play, it's the individual. It's totally not the team. And that's why when you get to college, so you play through your high school. In most kids, I've even learned this. I didn't even realize this was happening. Some kids aren't even playing on their high school teams anymore. They're just playing their travel AAU all year round. So you're doing that. Then you're going to a college team where, this coach is saying, hey, Marcus, you're going to, we were playing point guard. You got to distribute. You got to run these plays. He's saying, fuck you. Did you just see what I did on my AAU team for the past 8 years? I'm not listening to that. I'm going to the league.
And they're only there for 1 year anyways, even if they even go.
So there's no player development. I think AAU, the importance and the stressing of AAU has changed the way the game is played. Steph Curry ruined the sport by shooting and changing the game with how many threes he takes. And then I think also, like I said, the social media aspect of, hey, we're putting out all these mixtapes of this kid. And it's like, hey, this kid's the next. I mean, do you remember Zion? Zion coming out? Like, Zion as a freshman had like 10 mixtapes coming out of his high school in South Carolina.
I mean, I didn't pay attention because I don't pay attention to it anymore since like 2010. But like whenever Ohio State last got 2012 when they went to the Final Four, that's kind of when I quit.
One against Kansas?
They lost against Kansas.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
That one?
Yeah. But I mean, so I don't know. I haven't watched it since then.
Well, that's my breakdown. So that's one half the NFL breakdown.
My breakdown.
But I don't think I'm wrong.
No, you're right. I'm sure that that's what's happened to it. I mean, and like to your point too, then like everyone thinks they're going to be the greatest, and they go to the NBA, and then LeBron just sticks up their ass every single year. So it's not like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but I think, like I said, because college basketball is in this weird middle ground of what we just described from that kid, from 6th grade through high school to that 1 year of college to then the pros or wherever he goes next.
You'll like this take. To bring it back even more, I think LeBron has ruined basketball totally because he's so good and so powerful that like we can't even touch him now. And like so everyone tries to be LeBron, but they can't get there. They fail miserably, and they're like, well, you weren't LeBron, you suck. And like our standard's just too high because LeBron's just the best. I mean, to me, best ever. I know. Here comes the Jordan Bros, dude. The Last Dance was so fucking good. Shut up. It's not even close. Let's just be. I'm done mincing words. It's not close. To me, it's not close. I know that Jordan was great in his era. Dude, you can't compare eras. Yes, you can. LeBron is much better. I'm sorry. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's everything that Jordan would want to be.
Right.
Does Jordan have a better mentality? Is Jordan tougher? Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. It doesn't matter. LeBron's a better player. At the end of the day, he's a better player. Sorry. Dude, The Last Dance. Did you see Robin drink a Miller Lite? It was awesome. God, this nostalgia bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
And that was our NBA breakdown. And the state of basketball and college basketball.
College basketball dead.
Hot seat. Big time hot seat. Yeah. I did like college basketball bro / UK bro from you, though. That was pretty good.
The Thursday, I mean, like, I saw so
it's
many...
Thursday, bro!
I saw so many people say it.
Noon tip, let's
That's
go.
my least favorite person. My least favorite people
college
in the
basketball
world
bro?
are the Thursday college basketball bros who take days off to like, dude, we're going to bet 36 first halves, like our loser jackass friend. He doesn't listen to the pod, so
right.
who cares? So, like, I don't care. You're a loser for doing that. College basketball is a total waste of time. The only thing it's good for is for betting on March Madness, and so some jackass can go have 12 vodka sodas and bet fucking Santa Barbara for $100 in Vegas, and then talk about how he bets like who gives a fuck about that? Who cares? The NFL is king. College basketball is Prince, whatever you want to say it is. It's close, not quite there, but it's big.
You're talking about college football.
What did I say?
College basketball.
College football is close. It's not quite as big as the NFL, but in certain sections of the country, it is.
Correct.
And then that's it. Like the rest of the sports, to me, like and then you have this one last point. Then jackass Mark Cuban, 5 years ago, was like the NBA is going to be way bigger than the NFL. Well, how are you doing now, Mark? Where are you at now? They got you to invest your billions in that because you'd be going home right now.
I mean, absolutely. And I remember because he actually repeated that on Part of My Take, and the take is absolutely insane.
It's terrible.
It is an absolutely insane take.
Passion matters. Passion matters. Nobody's passionate about the Sixers-Celtics game in the middle. Like, we're watching the Sixers-Celtics. Nobody gives a flying fuck. Even people that were there. They'd be eating popcorn, not even fucking paying attention till the last 3 minutes of the game. Like, oh, who won? Oh, Embiid at 38. Okay, then we go home. That's it. When Alabama plays LSU, those people are there for war. They're there for war. That's passion.
Right.
When the Browns play the Steelers next year and we go, that's going to be a war. That will be passion there.
Oh, yeah.
And the NBA doesn't have it. College basketball certainly doesn't have any passion at all. Mm-hmm. You have these loser, fans who do the like a bunch of fucking idiots. Oh, fucking losers. It's 52-48 Michigan State, Michigan. They're all going crazy. Like, grow up. Like, watch a real sport. You fucking losers in Michigan, too. That's all you have now is basketball because you can't win a damn football game to save your lives because you both suck.
Correct.
So, that's my... I'm done. I got too fired up on the basketball stuff. Mm-hmm. So, well...
And besides, to further your point about other sports... Really, you're the only person I know that consistently watch baseball. You might not even watch baseball anymore.
I'm close to being done. We'll see what the fans do. And well, all right, we got a little bit more time. I wanted to end it by at least 30 minutes. I have to eat something today. But,
okay.
The other thing I wanted to say too, going forward, I think like if we go to the NFL next year and there's no fans, like I don't know. Like I don't know if I'm continuing. Do I think that's going to happen? No. But like.
Are you talking like full stadium?
Yeah, we have to have that. Like the fans are so important to sports. Like this is so boring to watch when you just have every single seat covered and you have everybody in mass. It just reminds you of what's going on. I'm tired of being reminded of what's going on. I want to get away from it. I don't want to constantly be reminded. I don't want to go on watching the NBA. Max Kellerman's like, the NFL can't play. They better cancel the season. And then where that, Max? The Super Bowl's coming. You fucking loser. It's here.
Max's takes were absolutely horrendous for all this.
I don't want to dive into him yet. We'll save that content for later because
we'll need it.
Yeah, we will need that later. But like, do you see my point though? Like, if you don't have the fans are so important, especially to college football too. Like,
yeah, I think college football is one.
Back.
Right.
You have to have that back in some capacity. Now the SEC, they'll be fine. They're going full fans no matter what.
Correct.
We could get 6 variants that are going to kill 20% of the people. The SEC's having full stands next year.
They're chain SEC. Yeah.
Exactly, as they should. Good for them. And I'll be down there at some point. I don't know which game I'm going to. I'm going to some game next year
That'll be awesome.
In the South. So, but anyways, like I cannot continue. Like, my point with the Yankees too. Like, so bring it back to baseball. How am I going to watch the Yankees when like when I have to hear? Here's the fans at home, and they're all like waving their stupid number 1 fingers of the Yankee thing. It's like, you guys are losers. Like, don't watch. Why are you watching? A bunch of guys. Like, the fans are so important to the sport. To go to Yankee Stadium and be in the stadium and feel the energy of it on a Saturday night against the Red Sox, when everybody's screaming and fighting and throwing beers at each other and fighting all the Red Sox fans, that's part of it. Without that, it's just a bunch of people playing a game, and it's not that exciting. I'm sorry, it's true. The fans are at least 45%. The players are 55%, and coaches are 50%, but the fans are like 45% of how this thing runs. Especially in the big traditional teams and the great teams and in all of college football. Like for the Steelers to not have fans again next year and just playing, like, it's going to be dead. For back-to-back years of that is not good. It's not even good for people's mental health in general. People's lives revolve. I mean, it's not a good thing, but people's lives revolve around going to the Steelers game on Sunday. They have season tickets for 4 years. It's not going to be good. People need something to do. They need to go drink their 16 icy lights, get hammered, fight the Browns fans, and go into the stadium.
Right.
And then guess what they're not doing? Storming the Capitol, burning down Target. That's what we need to do.
Because you're saying it from the normalcy standpoint. You're trying to create what we had pre-COVID.
That and the sports are dying. The sports are not going to make it if we go a whole nother year. I mean,
football will.
Football will be fine, but it's going to take a hit though, and you might not get it back. Like that's what I'm saying. There is a little bit of urgency now with everything in general. I'm not just saying we're a sports pod. I'm just talking about sports.
Yeah.
But everything is becoming urgent now. So
right. I think to me though, football is such a machine. I get your point. I see what you're saying. You're right about the other sports, though. The other sports, if you don't have this thing through the next season, especially going into the following year, you're done. The NBA's done, MLB's done. Every sport besides football's done.
I mean, NHL's
they're gonna take a hit this year. They've already said.
Right.
So any sport besides that was my point with the NFL. I don't think I get what you're saying. But the NFL will be fine. They'll still power through, and I don't think they're going to take that big of a hit.
Fine.
The other sports will.
But it's fine. But you have to judge. Like the NFL stock is at $1,000, NBA's at $500. So if the NFL goes back to $870, then to them it's well, this isn't as good as we once were.
Right.
We could have been greater, but now we lost our fans, and now everybody's kind of tuning out. And I'm saying that they look to grow this. The NFL only looks at growth.
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
And to go 2 full years with nothing, I think is going to be really bad, no matter what.
I'm just saying that
they won't die.
Correct, because you were saying them being done. I was just making the point that the NFL won't be done, but you're right. I see what you're saying in terms of taking the hit that they will, because they're expecting to grow it, not just maintain.
Right, but I do think a lot of casual people will be like, you know what, I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm tired of watching cardboard cutouts and just sitting and watching, everybody in masks and it's scary and all this stuff, and then every day who's in, who's out, who has COVID, who doesn't have COVID. Shut up, who cares? I'm just kind of I think everybody's just done with it. I don't think you can run that back next year. I think 1 year is fine, but 2 years I think it's going to be. I think people are going to start tuning out.
So you're saying NFL needs to be at full capacity stadiums by week 1?
I think that's going to be I think Rodgers is going to push for it as hard as he can.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that they see that they're going to need it. Especially after, now the NFL makes 75% of their revenue outside of the fans.
Correct. Right.
So, but still, a quarter of your revenue not coming in is not, you can get other routes to make money. And it's not about the money either. I don't care about the NFL's business, but I'm just saying, from their perspective, they do need to do that.
Right.
I'm saying from the fans, from my perspective, and from everybody else in the country's perspective, we need to start doing things like that again. And, we have to get that back sooner than later. So, Joe Biden.
Nope.
Not our Joe.
Okay. I was going to say, was he supposed to figure out an answer?
Get it done. Figure it out.
Yeah.
So we'll give you 100 days. You said 100 days, 100 million shots. Let's see it. If you get 43 million shots, you're a failure.
So is that what he said today? I'm going to be honest. I did not watch.
He didn't say that today. He said that. I didn't watch it either. But I did see some of the dresses that they were all slaying though. It was pretty impressive.
Yas, go off.
I hate this country so much. Well, we do the same thing. Then when Trump won in 2017, it was Melania's stunning. She looks
right.
It's oh my god. And then it's what a great speech by Trump. It was fantastic. And then they do the same thing with Biden. It's look at these people. They're so great. It's no, they all suck, all of them.
Oh yeah. It's like you said. It's the reaction's the same, and the funny thing is, on both sides, the reaction's the same.
It is. It's
you have the MAGAs all pissed.
Yes,
they're telling all the libs to go fuck themselves.
They're saying the election
was the exact same thing.
Yeah,
in 16,
the election was stolen. The
opposite.
election was stolen in 16. It's always stolen. Everybody else's
Everyone
fault.
stole it.
It's your fault. It's your fault. It's never my fault.
Right.
Look in the mirror and shut up.
There it is. Look in the mirror and shut up.
So that's
wise words.
All right.
Play Grand Theft Auto. You'll figure out a lot of life secrets.
Drive around to LA County for 2.5 hours. Figure it out.
You'll figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
So those are our picks. Pretty depressing next pod because we're just going to have one NFL game left. So
we'll recap the games, and I'll probably get pissed at college basketball. It's probably
probably.
Maybe that will be it. I'm not going to watch the NBA enough to break it down, so you can probably get.
I'll do my 2 minutes.
I
already have my NBA Finals preview, so,
you pretty much said the season's over. We'll just wait till July. So.
Right. Yes. Correct. Yep. So, I mean, there'll be some interesting stuff throughout the NBA throughout the year that I can probably some storylines, but the actual product on the court probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
So pretty exciting stuff coming up.
I mean, we might talk a little bit of baseball. I refuse to talk about it until I know what's going on though with the fans and what they're going to do.
Well, as we know from Rob Manford, you might not know till first pitch.
Might not know till April 1st.
Maybe that day, yeah. Maybe
April 1st at 7 a.m.
Yeah. So we might not be talking about baseball for a while here. So
all right, April 1st, 2021, Yankees play the Blue Jays at 1:05.
Yep.
How many people were in the stadium?
I don't think they're gonna. So I don't think they're gonna go empty. I don't think they're gonna go completely empty.
Okay.
I don't think that.
Then you have my ear. Then.
I think they'll do what the NFL did. I think there's gonna be a certain percentage. They'll do the NFL stadiums were doing what 6,000 roughly.
Some were like 6, some were 12, some were 18.
So how much? So how much does Yankee Stadium hold?
47.
So I would assume Heinz holds almost 70,000, and they had but now that was in Pennsylvania. Well, I guess you'll be in New York, so.
I mean, Cuomo said we need to open up fast, so all of a sudden.
It's funny how that changed.
Just hey, I mean, we didn't get a new president or anything, right? That didn't happen today.
Seemed kind of weird. So that is a good point. So I'm gonna say it'll be a small percentage like that. 4,000.
I'm out.
4,000 or 5,000.
Who cares? It's useless.
Okay. I don't think you're gonna care about baseball then this year.
Games don't count then. To me, if we're doing cardboard cast, 4,000 people, pretty much families going forget it then. Who cares? Once again, you're playing a game in front of nobody. It's still at the end of the day, it's just a game. And when you have nobody in the stands, you're not letting people connect to the game. That's the whole point of sports.
And baseball needs that.
Right.
Of all the sports, baseball really needs that.
I like watching the games in Yankee Stadium where everybody's going crazy. I've been there 10, 20 times now. I like the intensity of Yankee Stadium. I need to feed off of that to be able to watch the game.
Right.
And I watch the game and we're saying, let's see what Zoom Jimmy's doing at home, and he has the number 1 Yankee finger up like a loser, in his underwear.
Zoom Jimmy.
Let's go Yankees! It just seems like it seems so stupid to me, and I just I don't want to watch this anymore.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Maybe I'm the only crazy person. Maybe everyone's like, wow, I just love sports, Mark. You need everything. I'm like, yeah, I do need everything. So it's all or nothing to me.
I get what you're saying. And I do see it from basketball and baseball for sure. And I think that showed. Again, to me, I get what you're saying with the NFL stadiums, but to me, my watching of the Steelers did not change based on the fans.
You'll be pissed in September if the NFL is going to empty stadiums. Everybody's going to be very upset if the NFL is going to empty stadiums in September. I don't think anybody. I mean, no, you'll watch, but people are going to be pissed though. It's not going to go well. It will not go well.
Well, yeah, because it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's tradition. It's I'm going to 8 Steeler games this year, things like that. So yeah, no, I agree with you.
So we can have an inauguration if everybody wears masks with 1,000 people. That's fine. But we can't have any sporting events. So that's where we're at in this country. That's not a place I want to be. So
yeah,
one in the pot on that note.
So see you guys next week. Do our breakdown. I don't know. Probably do a super preview the following week.
We'll just break down the games and probably talk. Something will come up. We'll think of something.
I'm sure something will.
Something will happen. So,
yep.
We'll figure it out.
All right. See you guys next week.